The promise of a free lunch lured international fugitive Fred right into the hands of U.S. officials. Gilliard has been living in Vancouver since fleeing Florida, where he was accused of bilking clients out of millions of dollars. A private investigator in the city lured him across the border at Point Roberts, Washington. And joining us now from Vancouver is the man behind this sting operation. We can only identify him as Brian. Brian, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start at the beginning. How did you come to know Fred Gilliard?
I was introduced to him by a client.
And
from there, he talked me into buying some stock, and other clients of mine, we just bought some stock together, and basically it went on from there.
When did you realize that he wasn't who he said he was?
I believe it was about 4 months later I started to investigate him, and things just didn't appear to be what he was telling me.
Give us a little more detail about, you know, what's going on here. I mean, what sort of arrangements are being made? And when you say clients, what do you mean by clients? Give us a little more background.
Okay, right now, if you're talking about what's happening with him right now, he's been detained.
By officials south of the border, correct?
Yes, it's all from the south of the border. He's being detained right now, and he's being taken to Blaine.
So he basically, as I understand it, found lots of investors on this side of the border, conned a lot of people out of money, including yourself. How much money did he take from you?
I really don't want to say the figures, but it was thousands.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and other clients lost thousands too.
Now, why not just go to the authorities? Why did you decide to take matters into your own hands? Why not just call the cops?
Well, because he was on bail here, and there wasn't really much they could do. Basically, we had to get him to the U.S. so they could basically, once he was in the U.S., then they could take him down there. And
we're looking right now at a helicopter shot of him as he's surrounded by American Homeland Security officials, I believe, south of the border. Now, we have that helicopter shot because I understand you also notified CTV News.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Tell us a little more about how you organize this. From what I understand, he's got a thing for 2-for-1 lunch coupons, and that's how you were able to get him across the border?
Yeah, basically. This guy is like a coupon king. He believes in 2-for-1 lunches all the time, dinner, and the only way I could get him across the border at the time, I just told him he was getting a free lunch.
The 3-year-old may have been a wanted man, but that didn't prevent the fugitive from living in the lap of luxury over the last 4 years. Most recently in a waterfront condo in Yaletown, before that, a home in the British properties. Canada and Canadians, it seems, have been kind to Gilliland.
I know a lot of people right now, to this day, that's lost a lot of money through this man, and he had to be stopped.
And this guy was just the one to do it. Brian, who prefers we not reveal his last name, lost hundreds of thousands. So on Saturday, he set out to double-cross the double-crosser.
I befriended him. I wanted to set him up and take him down. It's a good video.
Brian stopped by CTV today to take a look at his handiwork, a plan hatched 9 months ago. It was simple, really. We watched from above as he picked Gilliland up to take him out to Tawasin to view some real estate. Along the way, Brian suggested a free lunch just across the border in Point Roberts, an offer the notoriously cheap rip-off artist couldn't resist.
I said, we're going to go for a 2-for-1 special. He said, great, let's go for it.
During the ride, Brian secretly recorded the conversation.
So how many victims do we have for that? How many victims? Yeah. One, probably about 7 or something. 7 victims?
All he cared about was how many victims he could get per day.
Gilliland revealed details of his next con job, apparently the last he would pull in Vancouver for some time. He was soon to face an extradition hearing, but was preparing to flee Canada, inviting Brian to go with him.
Well, where will we go where they wouldn't get us? Well, we'll go to where? Belize or Chile or Venezuela or Brazil or... They can't touch us there? No. You sure? Okay.
Gilliland's tone remained casual even as the two rolled up to the border, passing through the Nexus lane with only the briefest pause. Agents were expecting them.
So we're in the U.S. now? No, we're in Point Roberts. But is that the U.S. or not? Yeah, I think so.
But Gilliland clearly wasn't expecting the welcome party that was waiting.
All he was concerned about is free lunch.
You want the food? Definitely. Oh, I got stopped here. Open the door. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Me? Yeah. Goodbye, Fred.
Agents moved in with guns drawn, taking Gilliland into custody with barely a whimper. He's now facing a possible 10-year Florida prison sentence.
Justice is now being served.
Vancouverite Barry Sharp was one of the victims in that Florida scam and spoke for hundreds of others in thanking Brian today. The American authorities were also thankful, and before they whisked Gilliland down to Bellingham by boat, Brian had the moment he'd been waiting for.
I said bye to him, and I told him that he's going to have 3,650 free lunches. And that was it.
And you can be sure those meals won't be of the caliber the con man has grown used to. Rob Brown, CTV News.